It's tea time. Hey, Sharon.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Oh my God. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
It never gets old.
It doesn't. How you doing?
How you doing?
Hashtag Long Island Life.
It's wine of the week, Sharon.
Celebrity. Tea. Your uncorked advice.
Long Island tea. Hey, welcome back to Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea on all things Long Island. And I actually have, if there was anybody that would be, I think, Mrs. Long Island, it would be Miss Lisa Black as my co-host today.
Well, thank you for having me, Kristen.
Yay, Lisa Black in the house. Sharon's taking some time off, so you get to be my co-host.
Well, those are hard.
First
Little heels to fill.
I know. And I know you've listened to the early days of the show, so you might remember that we start every show, because we're Long Islanders, by saying, "How you doing?"
How you doing?
Exactly. Good. It's crazy. So I feel like you are truly, when we always talk about our first meeting, when we very first met, and how we immediately clicked at this diner.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
You can tell when you like somebody. You can tell when you don't.
And I was like, "You're amazing." I was like, "Your energy is incredible." And you really, born and raised Long Island?
Yes.
Whole family?
Whole family's still here. I did leave at 18 to go to college, and
Okay.
I didn't come back for 20 years.
Oh my God. I don't think I knew
20 years. So at 38, I came back.
Where'd you go?
Well, went to school, went to college, lived in Albany for about a decade, in New York
yeah.
City and Manhattan for about a decade.
Yeah.
Met my then boyfriend, got engaged.
Yeah.
He was from Brooklyn, and he's like, "I don't want to live in the city."
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, where
Yeah.
does he want to go?" And he was like, "Long Island."
Of course. It's the dream.
How did he want to go to Long Island? This is a guy who grew up in Brooklyn, who doesn't know how to drive. He doesn't know how to swim. I'm like, what are you going to do on Long Island then?
Yeah. It's the suburb. It's the dream suburb. Long Island, people don't know this, very first suburb in America.
Oh, we know about
Levittown. I know. So you are truly Miss Long Island, and you've been a great friend of ours, actually a board member of Discover Long Island.
Yep.
But kind of also, you're kind of a big deal.
Yes,
Let's just say it.
Thank you.
Deputy County Executive.
No. Chief Deputy.
Oh, yes,
County
ma'am.
Executive.
Yes, like a boss.
Yeah.
Chief
We like
Deputy.
chief.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Amazing. For Suffolk County, by the way.
Woot, woot.
Are you the first female in that role?
I am not. I am, I believe, the second. And the role is pretty important. It's not a political role. It's not, you're out there doing anything, no FaceTime. But I run the day-to-day operations of the county.
Yeah, you're the woman behind the person that has the FaceTime, but making all of those decisions. I know, because I've seen you do it. And the funny thing is, so you were doing a press conference we had a big snowstorm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
she's texting me in the middle of a press conference.
Because you are usually behind the scenes, and there you are standing behind the county executive, and it was, I was like, you work so hard, by the way, so thank you for doing that. But I'm sitting there because the storm hit in the middle of the night, right? So everybody got to wake up to this winter wonderland, and we're all having a snow day,
Oh, there is no
fireplace.
snow day.
I turn on my news, and there's Lisa Black standing behind County Executive Steve Malone, and I'm like, there's no snow day for you.
No, I can't even
Crack it
imagine
on.
having a snow day. I love being in the middle of a weather event. Are you kidding me?
You're just standing
Coordinating
there,
everything.
all the
And
plows are behind you, all the big
awesome.
trucks.
I have to tell you, though, nobody realizes how much work goes into making sure that you can drive or go to school or, get on the bus. And
Yeah.
it's super cool.
Disaster preparedness for everything. And you guys are there. You guys are the ones doing it.
Yeah.
And then, while all the rest of us get to enjoy it.
We don't sleep the night before, but we make sure that you guys can get to where you need to safely.
Oh, so sweet. And I'm looking at you, and I text you because you're wearing a Suffolk County baseball hat. And I'm like, hello, because you are the Discover Long Island merch queen. I think you've purchased more merch than anybody else. Literally. You're our best customer, and I love it.
Yep.
So I'm texting him, where's your Discover Long Island hat? And then you literally text me.
Sure enough. Yeah. So she's doing this, oh, you're such a good team player. Where is DLI stuff? And I was like, well, hold on. It's not far away. And sure enough, I got in the car and I had my beanie.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was told not to wear that today because it wasn't Suffolk County merch, right?
Yep.
So
Listen, you're always, like I said, you are always perfectly on brand. And when you need to be Discover Long Island, which you usually are, Miss Long Island,
am.
you do. But, when it's Suffolk County executive there, you need to be Suffolk County.
Yeah. I actually purchased Suffolk County hats for all of my staff my first year there. I was like, no, you're all going to make sure. And they love it. I mean, they wear it in the pool sometimes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. But you, you're kind of a big deal. You have a big job. But tell us a little bit about, if you don't mind, your career, your background, your family.
Sure. Born and raised on Long Island. So Massac Beach, South Shore. Grew up basically at the beach. Mm-hmm. We would use our beach as our playground. I mean, I was on a bunch of sports teams. You had to go to the beach. You had to run to the beach. You had to run on the beach. And then you had to run back. And that was your practice for the day.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Pretty cool. So, learned how to swim at an early age. All that fun stuff. Was a camp counselor, swim teacher and coach and, all that fun stuff. Left for college. Went upstate. Spent some time there. And while I was working there, I worked for Senator Ken LaValle, who was a Suffolk County resident, East End. He just retired a few years ago. Senator LaValle, while I was in high school, offered me an internship, and I didn't want to go to school, so I did the internship.
Yeah, so, whatever motivates you.
Hey, it made it work. And then I got a job while I was still in college, and I've been kind of hooked ever since. Yeah. And I worked at the Senate for 10 years, and then where did I go after that? I went to work for Mayor Bloomberg. And then after Mayor Bloomberg, I stayed with de Blasio for a minute.
Like pretty much every big,
for a minute.
Just pretty much every big political name in New York.
And I went to work for a governor.
Yep.
And then I came here.
Yeah. and
came home. I came home to Long Island where I need to be.
You did. And that's when I met you, is when I think you were still working for the governor at the time, but you were about to come, you were just about to come back. And, again, not to just like totally tout your horn, but it's pretty cool because Long Island has the Long Island Railroad, which is an artery of Long Island. It is the
spine of Long Island.
And, it's crazy to think about, like, it hasn't been updated in like 100 years.
Yes.
And you know who got it? A new, do you say it's rail, right? Not
so
track.
It's a third track.
Third track.
Rail will electrify you. We don't want to do that.
Okay. You always tell me, like, don't say that.
No, third track.
Third track. So you got a new track added, which is going to completely expand service on the Long Island Railroad and make it so much easier for like reverse commute. And
I know, reverse commute for most people, they don't understand what it is. You know what it basically says? At 5 o'clock, you only have 2 trains going east. So if you want to come home, you got to grab a train out of the city. If you want to go in and see a show, you better be there at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon because you're not going to find a train. There's not enough track space to go into the city. So if you want to, you do great for a matinee. You want to see the evening show, you get in there super early.
Yeah.
Which is good for tourism
in
the city, but it's not helpful to us.
Yeah. So, that added service, and now that's led to what we're going to announce next year is actually new access. Right now it goes to Penn Station.
Correct.
Which is at Madison Square Garden.
Correct.
And it has since the dawn of time.
Correct, on the west side.
Yeah, and now it's going to connect to Grand Central for the first time ever.
I know. And now I don't work in the city, so
I know.
You're like, that would have made my commute 20 minutes shorter every day.
You never know what's going to happen. But, I mean, really, really cool transformational stuff that you get to work on.
Yeah. It's things that people, they get to see the finished product and it's tangible. But the work that it does to grow our economy is really what matters at the end of the day. If we want to be able to live here and sustain and not have even higher taxes than we do, we have to really invest in what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what? The reason why I immediately gravitated to you is because I love people that are really passionate and have a purpose and are authentic about what they do. You love yourself some Long Island.
I do.
You are really, like, you are Long Island through and through, and New York, but but Long Island really. I mean, you do it because you love it.
Yep. And I live and I was born and raised in Suffolk, but I did a little stint in Nassau. And before we bought a home, we rented there for a minute. And I have to tell you, fell in love with Nassau. Mm-hmm. When you're growing up in Suffolk County, you think, oh, Nassau is the place that has curbs.
Yeah.
And they have sidewalks.
Yeah.
People are going to walk in front of your house. I don't want that.
So funny.
But that was the difference.
Yeah.
And so, I lived in Raffles Center. It was a great walkable community,
awesome.
too.
I mean, I love it. I go, I don't care which county. As a transplant and as a tourist, you don't even usually know.
Yeah.
And I drive through like Garden City and I'm like, oh my God. So it reminds me of like the movies where you see like Home Alone. those beautiful homes. I'm like, that's what it looks like.
That is the Home Alone. Yeah.
Is it? Is that where?
Yeah.
It's so.
They all have
anyway.
the same landscapers.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And then you come to the East End, which is Suffolk, and it's like the farms, like you were talking about, and it doesn't have the sidewalks, and it's like greenery and forest and vineyards.
And vineyards.
On the North Fork. Yes.
Thank God we preserved all that land.
Yeah, way to go. Yeah. Is that your claim to fame? Can you claim that? Okay. Well, whatever politician did that, kudos, because we love some Long Island wine, and it's time to talk about our wine of the week.
All right. What do we have?
Well, and I asked Lisa to read it. I was going to say, are you going to read it? And
why
I
don't you tell them what it is?
I point to the bottle. It's Osprey Dominion's Cabernet Sauvignon, and it's 2012. And I was like, Lisa, can you read this? And she's like, do you want me?
No, because she points right here and she says, hey, can you read this right here? And I go, the government warning, according to the Surgeon General.
She's like,
and
what?
She's like, oh, no, not that.
Yeah. I'm like, Lisa, I can't see, which is why I need
we're drinking a little bit of cab in the afternoon. A nice little sunny afternoon.
Because we're
with
contractually
some snow
obligated.
Outside.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So let me see. We grow Sauvignon grapes on 2 farms here in the North Fork. 2 farms. Ooh, God, thank God we did that for farming. The vines consistently deliver intense fruit characters as they ripen well into the shortening days of autumn. Well, here we are drinking it in the winter,
Osprey,
and it's just fine.
And Osprey Dominion, again, one of the well-known wineries in Long Island wine country. And I feel like every time I drive by there, they have like signs that say best award winning for something. Yeah. They like win awards all the time.
Well, North Fork, I mean, you're just not stopping. You're going to hit vineyard after vineyard, right?
It's awesome.
I love what they did with the old potato farms out there. They made them into vodka farms.
I know. I know. Cute. So we want to thank Long Island Wine Country for being our sponsor of Long Island Tea. And
cheers.
Again, it's a great time to go out there in the winter because there's no crowds, and they have like a lot of them have igloos or these cool like tent bungalow things.
I haven't been to one of the igloos.
Oh my God, we had one on our Instagram this week from Macari Vineyards, and it's like this amazing bungalow. It's crazy good.
Is it warm in there?
Yes, they have like heaters and blankets and cozy.
Really?
So literally check it out, liwines.com or LongIslandTeaPodcast.com, and thank you again. So Lisa, we're going to talk about, we've been talking about Long Island, obviously Long Island Life, but we have a section called #LongIslandLife. Woo woo. And I want to hear like some of your favorite things.
Some of my favorite things.
About, because you've been here forever, and you talked about, it's funny, you talked about mastic Shirley, right? And Shirley. I didn't know anything, and I came here and people were like, mastic Shirley, and I'm like, no, I don't. Like North Shore and South Shore, even this whole like difference, right?
I know. I live on the North Shore now. It's like a thing. It really is a thing. People are like, oh, you became a snob.
Yeah, I'm on the North Shore too. As we're like,
yeah.
And Sharon's a South Shore, so she's always like South Shore all the way.
South Shore is where it's at. I am still a fan of the South Shore. I will not lie. Yeah. The North Shore is lovely.
I love all of it. I mean, it's all beautiful. Come on, from end to end. But I was going to tell you, speaking of Long Island Life, and I didn't tell you I was going to talk about this, but you've been trying to get your friend Mike Delguidice.
Yeah.
How do I say that? I'm never going to say it.
Big shot.
Yeah. So
Delguidice.
Is that how you say it? Delguidice. Okay. So for those that don't know, Mike Delguidice.
You got it.
He is the lead singer of so Billy Joel on Long Island is a god. Like he's not even icon. He's above icon.
Correct.
God status.
Correct.
I mean, we literally have laws.
Oh.
Like he's
the man.
Yeah, he's got a house in Oyster Bay and a house in the Hamptons, and I always read in the paper because they're like, you can't have horses unless you're Billy Joel.
Correct.
Literally in the law, except for Billy Joel. And like,
correct.
You can't have a helipad.
He's the man.
Except for Billy.
He's the man.
You can do whatever. So next best thing to Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Is Mike Delguidice. And he is the lead singer of Big Shot.
However, the connection to Billy Joel is Billy brought him into his band. So he lets Billy lets Mike do some ballads. And he's a phenomenal opera singer.
Oh my God.
Who knew? I was seeing Billy, of course, at the Garden a few years ago, and there's this guy. I'm like, who's this guy? Oh, that's Big Shot guy.
Yeah. Yeah, so they play together.
They totally play together, and then he's got his own band.
Yeah. And Big Shot is like, I was going to show you this. Big Shot is like a big deal.
Oh, huge deal.
On Long Island, as well as
huge
and every now and then I hear Billy just shows up.
Yeah. Well, guess what?
What?
So does Mike just show up
At his shows.
He randomly, even during the pandemic, his manager reached out and they're like, oh, he's going to be in Huntington at this location. I'm like, we're not supposed to have crowds, blah, blah, blah. So you know what they did? They opened up the windows onto Main Street in Huntington, and he was just jamming out in a bar because that was allowed. But of course, people on the ground were like, ooh,
Yeah,
I know who that is.
Yes.
And the crowd started to assemble.
Yeah, he's in. So he's like really. He's pretty much famous. He's famous here.
Without a doubt.
And his
he was
concerts
really,
sell out.
He was informative during COVID for the Save the Music campaign.
Oh, yeah. And so great guy. And a friend of yours.
Yes.
So funny because you were like, have you had him on your podcast yet? And I'm like, no. She's like, okay, I'm going to talk to him. This was like a couple months ago.
It was November because I was going to his show that weekend.
Okay.
At the West Hampton Beach Performing Arts Center. Which is a great space, by the way. I don't know if you haven't been there.
I haven't.
Oh, my God. It's on a main street, ton of dining. I mean, lovely little desserts. I love a good ice cream shop, by the way.
Oh.
So
we
even
have
in the middle
so
of
many,
winter.
we have so many good music venues.
Oh, it was phenomenal. I had yet to be there. Everybody kept telling me it's very similar to the Patchogue Theater. No, it's not. It's different. It's smaller than Patchogue. Really quaint. It was great. And they had a great mask policy. So anybody that's concerned about those things, let me tell you, they'd shine that stuff in your eyes. Be like, put the mask up.
Lisa, you're such a diehard masker because we want people to go out but do it safely so that we can
100%.
continue. Because honestly, you and I worked very, very closely together during COVID, trying to keep our businesses open or to reopen them. So I know that you're like super hypersensitive about.
It's too important for them to not.
Yeah.
To not follow the rules because
and you're
they
just
want us
doing
to
it.
open.
Yeah, and you're doing it for the businesses.
100%.
Yeah. So, but here back to Mike Big Shot because then I get this Instagram thing the other day, and it was like Mike Delguidice wants to be your friend. So I'm like, oh, cool, right? I'm like, oh my God, cool. So I friend him, and then I'm like, he has 10 followers and 0 posts, and he messages me. And it says, hi, thanks for following on my personal page. And then the next one says, hope you enjoy my performance. Oh, yeah, hope you enjoy my performance on stage, ? I'm like, I don't think this is him.
Ooh.
This is not him.
Interesting.
Because he's...
Oh, my God. Let me take a picture of it because I'm going to text
Yes.
him.
I'm like, I got all excited because I thought, oh, Lisa talked to him.
Oh, I totally did, but I never...
And then I'm like...
Well, I didn't speak to him.
Whoever this guy is, he has no posts yet. And I'm like, oh, and it's Mike _Delguidice 3. I'm like, okay. I don't think this is the real Big Shot. I'm going to go out on a limb, Lisa.
I'm totally, as soon as this finishes and I can actually script
what'd you
a
say?
text.
What'd you say, Alyssa?
The real one doesn't have a 3. It's just my first one.
Oh,
I was like,
the
I
real.
figured. I was like, I got so excited that he was like, wanted to be my friend on
I'm
Insta.
like, he's in my phone as actual Big Shot.
As actual Big Shot. I know. So funny, when we had our truck that we named Lily, we talked about naming it Big Shot. And then we're like,
no.
I didn't know. I was like, we're going to get sued.
Ooh, not a good thing to do here.
No, but very cool. So,
But I do love the name Lily, though, because it's Lili. And by the way, my name when I was a child, and still my mom, Lily. And it was Lily. And so I go and I see this and I'm like, oh, it's Lily.
Lily.
But not so much.
It's your nickname. It's okay.
But not so much.
Don't tell anyone, but it's really named after you.
I figured as much. I mean, it should be.
Right. I mean, she goes all around. She gets our merch. Speaking of merch, we have a little present for you.
Oh.
There.
Is it something I don't yet have?
Yes.
Oh, she knows this because
I know. It has everything. Yeah.
Can I open it?
Yeah, open it.
I do not have this.
I know. It's our thank you for being on the show. It's the tea hoodie.
Spill the tea.
Yeah, and it's awesome. It's so comfy. You're going to love it.
I love it. I love the V-neck already.
Yes, it's so comfy. So we have
I did buy the sweatshirt. The
belong.
I love that sweatshirt.
I know. We were talking about it last week. It's so good.
Totally love that. And I bought it through your van.
Lily.
I bought it through Lily when you were at the Suffolk County Marathon.
Oh, I know, because my staff was texting me. They're like, Lisa Black just stopped by.
I was like, by the way, do you want to play some? We were all playing games too, and I'm like, all right, who's playing cornhole with me?
Yeah.
I made friends with your staff.
No, they were like, Mom, Lisa Black just stopped by. I'm like, she's so
and then
good.
I send people over. I'm like, look at this. You should buy one. It was great.
Yeah, no, the staff loves you. They're like, oh my God, she's so awesome. And everyone's like, your skin. I'm I'm always like, Lisa, what do you? She's like, I spend a lot of money. She's like, it's my face.
No, let me tell you, the Irish skin, it's always dry. You need a lot of lotion.
Yeah, well, you take care of it. Like you glow, you glow. So back to Long Island Life. Do you have any like things that people don't know about? I don't want to put you on the spot, but
so I love a good ice cream.
Oh yeah.
Now Carvel is just a staple of Long Island. You can't go wrong. So let me tell you, Carvel is where it's at. However, if you want some homemade ice cream, you can go to a place in Smithtown in St. James. It's on Lake Avenue, which is they're downtown, and it's called Mickey's. I don't remember. It's Mickey something, but it's Mickey's.
Okay.
And that's relatively new. Like they make their own flying saucers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And people don't know that because if you're not from Long Island, you don't know that a flying saucer is like an ice cream sandwich.
Oh well, that's like a Carvel staple.
I know,
but this
exactly.
is with homemade.
I'm like, what? And I remember the first time somebody was like, "Oh, I brought you a Fudgy the Whale," and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
Oh, that is just my jam when it comes to my birthday. My husband's birthday is 4 days after us, and I will not share a cake. I'm like, you get your own fudgy. I get my fudgy.
Fudgy the Whale is the Carvel well cake.
So in addition to Mickey's, though, hold on.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
My mastic friends. Okay. Ice Cream Cottage.
Ooh.
It is the best with like barely no parking lot because I guess when they developed, 30 or 40 years ago, they never thought they'd have that many customers. It is phenomenal. And what is my favorite? What is your favorite?
Ice cream?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm so basic.
Cake batter there is amazing.
I went to Baskin Robbins because I'm a West Coaster the other day, and it was the worst experience ever. I'm like,
it's a chain.
This is me. Chains. By the way, literally snow day, to your point. And I'm like, I'm going to hot fudge sundae. I go to Baskin Robbins. I'm like, I'll have Rocky Road. And they're like, no, we don't have that. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? What? Who doesn't have Rocky Road?
Because they have cake batter when you...
Yeah,
who wants Rocky Road when you can have cake batter?
Right. No, cake batter's amazing. I like mint chocolate chip. I like minty things.
I'm telling you should check it out.
Yeah, and so what's it called? Mickey's, and then what's this one called?
Ice Cream Cottage.
Ice Cream Cottage in Mastic.
That one's in Mastic, yeah.
Cool. So you did one. See, you're good. Like one...
North Shore, South Shore.
Yes, look at you representing. How do you feel about? Did you hear about lunch? The famous lunch place.
What's lunch? What's famous lunch?
Lobster roll.
Oh, lobster roll.
It's so the famous sign is lunch, but Long Islanders will be like, "What's lunch?"
Exactly.
I'm like,
which lunch place?
It's the sign. It's the iconic sign. It's called lunch. But
lunch.
Long Islanders know it's lobster roll.
Yeah. I'm like, what do you mean?
On the way to Montauk. Yeah. Did you hear they opened up a new location?
No, where?
Yeah, in Southampton. For the first time again in like 40 years, they opened up a brand new one. Just opened, and it's year round.
Oh my God!
You used to have to wait.
We don't have to worry until in season.
Yes.
Oh, that's genius.
I know.
Because it used to be like it's almost like a pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't need to pop up. I want a lobster roll all the time.
Pop up, and wait.
Oh, when I was a kid, we used to have lobsters outside. We would keep them,
Really?
Yeah, we had lobster traps. Man, this is what you do when you grow up on the water.
That's cool. That's amazing.
It was very cool. I don't know that you can get them anymore. Because
I don't think like Long Island doesn't as much do as many lobsters now, right?
Well, I mean, we used to clam in the South Shore Bay too, and because of the nitrogen, unfortunately,
not as much.
Yeah, we can't. They're not really growing.
You're gonna fix that
anymore.
though. You're gonna fix that.
We
That's
are
what I
working on it. We're doing everything we can to clean our water.
Yeah. I was like, Lisa Black's on the case.
Yeah. So I want to clam again.
Because Lisa Black wants to clam again, people. So get out of her way.
Oh, and then shuck them raw. Oh, I'm in.
Oh my God.
Now you got me like hungry.
I know. And you know what? The other funny thing is, speaking of fun things at like Long Island, so you and I have kind of a tradition. It got derailed because of COVID, but our birthdays are near each other. Mine's in July, yours in June. And so we go to Fire Island together. We like meet in the middle of our birthdays and we always like pick a weekend.
And then we have to find somebody to drive us home
because it's bad. We're like such lightweights. Like the rocket fuels.
There is one drink. Exactly. Yeah. That rocket fuel. No matter where you go, they're good.
I come home and my teenage daughter's like, whoa.
Yeah, I think I actually maybe was there once for that.
Yeah. You came back to my house. I'm like, we need, they were like, I think your husband was like, you guys need pizza. Yeah. Uber Eats right now.
Can we get you food? I was like, who needs food?
Yeah, we're like, nah.
We're going to sing.
We're like, yeah, sing. Yeah.
We're going to sing. And he was like, no.
But that's kind of our tradition is Fire Island for birthday weekend celebration.
I love it. We go over there and we think we know nobody, and then all of a sudden there's a police officer who's like, hey.
They're like, hey, Lisa. I know. You can never be incognito anywhere, right?
I try.
You try. I do too. And it's funny. Like I was even, I think I was at that Ujamaa festival.
Put your hat on. That's all.
I know, but I don't ever expect it. And I was at the Ujamaa festival, and I'm
Wine
walking
dance,
around.
right?
Yeah. It was awesome, by the way.
Yep.
And I'm walking around, and it was like out of the blue, someone's like, Kristen? I'm like, oh my God. You can never
You've
be
been here long enough now. That's what that means.
know.
You're a Long Islander.
I'm a
wait, come on.
Long
Cheers to that
Islander.
one. You made it.
Yay.
You made it.
Yeah, you made it. I get recognized.
Yeah, now be careful.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody's
I know.
going to call him on something.
Exactly. That already happens on the day. Okay, so also you and I were just talking about this new winery because we're used to wineries being on the North Fork.
Correct.
And now, like, there was a new one, Delvino in Northport. They're kind of spilling out, right?
Right.
They're coming across Long Island.
Smithtown has 2.
Yeah. Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, what's the new one in Smithtown?
Well, it's not new. It's Whisper.
Oh, Whisper. Yeah.
And then and Harmony.
Okay. Yeah, because that's Stony Brook, right?
Yep.
Harmony. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yep. And now there's one in Oceanside.
Ooh, what?
I think it's the first one in Nassau County. I've never heard of another one there.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I feel like they don't have enough space for a vineyard.
yeah. Or is it a vineyard or is it a tasting? How do you explain it? A winery.
A winery.
Okay,
So
sorry.
maybe
Sorry.
they farm out from the East End.
Yeah, they probably
their
do.
grapes.
I bet you they do.
Yeah, that's not bad. Look, everybody needs a vineyard and a winery.
Yeah, a
How about
winery.
that?
And that way people, if you're, in Nassau County, you don't want to drive all the way. And you can save the traffic.
Oceanside's great too.
Yeah, and it's awesome.
Oh my God, you're right on the Barry Beach right there. Just
Yeah.
go right over.
It's called, Alyssa, what's it called?
NCMA.
NCMA.
Ooh, do it again. Do it again.
NCMA.
NCMA.
And we were Googling it. Caroline says it means together.
Oh, wait a second. Not only did I Google it,
Yeah.
there's a song.
Yeah. What is it the NCMA is a song?
Am I allowed
Oh, here we go. Yeah, play it on the microphone. What is it?
Oh, well, that's an ad.
That sounds techno.
That's an ad.
Oh, I was
because
like, what?
That would be YouTube.
Oh.
It's Italian from
like, that doesn't sound-
1990.
It's like unch, unch,
It
unch.
is performed by Toto somebody because it just went really fast and now I can't see it.
Okay.
But let's play this baby.
Ooh.
NCMA.
I like it already. NCMA.
There we go.
Oh.
Whoop, whoop.
Wow. Cool.
All right, so they named it. So it's Italian wines, I'm guessing, in Nassau County.
I like it. Let's go there.
I'm in.
Okay, cool. Happy hour and there because I just like it because of the song.
Ooh, we can do our Nassau Power Hour there.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yes, let's
You
do it.
started that. I'll never
I
forget
know.
when the first time I got invited, I called it the Cool Clubs Kid. Cool Kid.
Cool Kid
Kids.
Club.
Cool Clubs Kid. What?
How much of this did you
First
have?
glass. Jesus. Well, and this is, you just finished dry January.
Well, it did not finish because today
Well,
is
okay.
the
well,
third week, and
anyway.
I broke that one
Close
up.
enough. Close enough. Cheers. Cheers.
I tried.
Cheers. Thank you for doing this.
I don't
for
even
us.
know why I was
You do
bothering.
it for Long Island and Long Island Wine Country.
Oh, exactly. I mean, if you were giving me something Italian, I'd be like, nope, sorry, it's dry January.
No. But the sacrifices that you make for Long Island.
It's tough. It's tough. Public service is rough on you.
And then one more thing I wanted to mention to you. Have you been to the Van Gogh exhibit, the one that's in the city?
No.
It looks amazing. And so they're teasing on
It's an immersion experience.
Yes.
Experience.
With like the projection. Sharon went and said it was amazing.
I've been dying to go. And so, little backstory,
Yeah.
I was an art major in college. So I'm so in, and then everybody's telling me how great it was. And then every time I tried, it was sold out.
Ugh.
And either that or it just wasn't available for whatever.
Right.
So where's it coming along?
So it says Long Island, here we come.
Ooh.
And it's like
Teasing
Van
us?
Gogh, Long Island, whatever. And then you look at it and it doesn't tell you yet.
Oh.
So Alyssa was like, I don't know. I was looking at the cities and it said Long Island City.
Oh.
She's like, do you think they know?
No,
think they know
no.
that-
See, now that is exactly the kind of tourism we
Yes.
need. Corrected.
Well, but also we should, my goal, Lisa, and I'm going to put you on this task because you can
Okay,
do it.
I'm
We're going to take back Queens.
Oh, well, they are on Long Island.
Right.
I mean, let's be clear.
They're Long
So is
Island
Brooklyn.
City is Long Island.
So is Brooklyn.
So is Brooklyn. I feel like Brooklyn might be a little bit more difficult to take back because
no.
you don't think so?
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
I'm taking it back. Okay. So Long Island City is
Well, I hope it's not in Long Island City because it's really close to where it is already.
yeah, it's a city.
So
Yeah.
let's just bring it out here. We have plenty of space.
Yeah, so we're going to keep you updated as we
I'm
find
in.
out where that
I
is.
totally want to go.
I do too. I've been wanting to go,
totally
and I
wanna
was
go.
like, they're like, Long Island, here we come. And I got so pumped. And I'm
Yeah.
like, for her,
And so it's going to be like a special pop-up event, limited time only kind of thing?
I think so.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
Yeah, I'm in.
I mean, we got to call our museums or somebody and say, like,
There's
who knows
gotta-
this?
I
Somebody
bet
knows something.
Between the two of us, we got to figure it out. I know we're going to figure this out.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. First,
Yeah.
And they didn't say anything.
Oh,
They were like,
Caroline's on it. She's like, I'm emailing them.
yeah. They're not going to tell you that way, but you know how I know how to find it.
You got to call the counties or the museums and the art people.
You figure out how much space that they need.
Yeah.
And I can do it by block and lot.
Lisa's on it. We're gonna find out.
Boom.
Because we need the tickets right away. We need to call people like right now before it's sold out.
You have to review it.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Hello.
Obs. Okay, good. I like the way you think, lady. Okay, so I thought we would talk a little bit about anxiety. Because, we talk about everything. This is the real. It's not just like all fun and games. We talked about toxic positivity. And anxiety is, it's rampant right now. It's 2022. Let's be real.
It was rampant in 2020 and well before that.
For 3 years. Because we've been kept saying 2 years, and someone said, we're going on the third year of this. And I'm like, please stop.
Yep.
But one of the things that I wanted to ask you about is how, because you coming into your role, and by the way, kudos to County Executive Steve Malone for giving you this role and giving it to a woman and making and recognizing your talent and making you his boss lady.
Now, he is a phenomenal boss, but when he gets drills down into the detail, he wants somebody who can execute. So I'm very flattered.
Well, it goes to show you how smart he is, because you always want to hire the smartest people, right?
And
people
I've
that are
been
smarter
doing
than
that
you
myself. So
yeah. And you have built, every time someone is really amazing, without fail, they end up on your team.
They should.
I'm like, how do you get these people?
They should.
Yeah. And I'm the same way, to be honest. I mean, our team here is amazing, and I feel lucky every day.
I know. Every time she announces somebody, I'm like, oh, yeah, of course we know who that person is.
Yeah. I think it's awesome. So, people, they're talking about the Great Resignation. People are making changes. People are either unhappy in their career, or they're looking for a career, or
looking for purpose.
They're looking for purpose.
Looking for purpose. And no better way to find purpose than to do public service.
Yeah, well, okay.
I know. Hey,
it's
very appealing to
for the right person.
Correct.
Because not all public service is the same, right?
Absolutely. And knowing, I mean, nobody knows the different forms of government. Your village officials, your town officials, your county officials. It just goes on and on and on. There are very many layers.
Oh my God,
it's
crazy here.
Yeah.
It's crazy here.
They are. But, to find something that you can produce and execute and it to be tangible is a remarkable feeling for somebody who's looking to do something. The vaccinations, we hit herd immunity. I don't know when herd immunity was a thing 2 years ago. I can't remember, right? So we've been always looking to reach all of these things, and we started all these pods where everybody would come and get vaccinated, and then we started testing for everybody, and then we want to make sure our essential employees, our firemen and our cops are taken care of and able to be there for us and serve their community, so we want to keep them safe too. So.
But you somehow convey that, though. I mean, I think every government does stuff, but you really convey that purpose to your team. Do you have any great? Because it's hard as employers to keep people. It's hard for employees who are looking to join to know, is it authentic? What is the company really like? Do you have any tips?
You know what? You may have an opening. I have openings frequently. The issue is finding what that person wants to do and where their passion is. And I know that's kind of naive to say, but I had somebody come in a few years ago telling me that they wanted to be our customer service rep. Well, okay, I don't know what that is. That's great. No. And she was like, what do you mean? And I said, but I just sat with you for an hour and I think you have this skill and this skill and this skill. And, this is what we're going to do. And I put her into my community affairs team, and she's now our director of community affairs. Because she's a rock star, and she knew inherently that she was good with constituents, and it was relationship building. And I'm like, yeah, it's community affairs.
So you just said something really amazing, Lisa, because I want people to hear this, because this happened. So we're hiring a lot of people, right? And this just happened to me recently, where same thing, exact thing. This person's like, I want to do this role, and I feel good. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. I actually see you in a different role based on this, and it's actually a better role, turns out. And they turned it down. They were like,
wow.
No, I really want to do this role.
Wow.
And they fought me on it. So it's interesting because I think it's a good lesson for people to, if there's a great leader in that role and they're successful, they have a successful track record. You need to step out of your comfort zone and trust that person. And it may not be what you had in your mind or in your head, But you know, these days,
fear, right? It's
Right.
fear. They're afraid of the unknown. It's anxiety. They think they have a path forward, and that nobody wants to deviate from that.
Right.
And there's a little stubbornness involved in that too.
and it's also trust.
Correct.
Right? There's fear,
Correct.
but you need to be able to trust that that person is in that position or that role for a reason, and maybe they know what they're doing
Or seeing something in you that you haven't
that
seen
you
in
haven't
yourself.
seen yourself.
Right.
Yeah. So can I just tell you, I'm obsessed right now with the Netflix show Cheer.
Ooh.
Have you watched this?
No.
Girly.
No. Wait. Is it about
It's about cheerleading.
cheerleaders?
Yeah.
Which
So
I may have done for a period of time.
yeah, I can tell. You are the ultimate cheerleader. So my kids made me watch it, and it's amazing. It's a documentary. It's real.
Ooh.
And it's about these two community colleges in
Okay.
Texas, and one is like super famous, Navarro. Have you heard of it?
No.
And
but they probably do like night football and have like
a
big
tech,
teams.
yes,
Right.
got
right.
it. But it's community college,
Right.
And they
Still
go
Friday
to,
Night Lights.
right. They go to the nationals every year. This team has won for 15 years straight,
Holy
and
cow.
now and this last season. And when you see these people, they come from all over the country. They come from all over the country.
They're athletes.
To be on this cheer team.
Yeah.
Because it's famous.
Yeah.
And now there's a Netflix series about it. And now there's like a rivalry. And who's going to win, the rivalry or the Navarro?
Oh, I love a good team.
Oh my God, you're going to
want
love it. No, I'm good. Thank
Okay,
you.
okay.
But I was watching it, and after, going through all this, and you're trying to, we're like leaders, you're coaches.
Building a team.
You're coaches, and you're building a team, and you're trying to establish that trust, and you're trying to move people around, and sometimes it's not a good fit. And build a team, but also keep the end goal
Yeah.
in mind, and make sure, like I always tell people, we don't create positions for people. Right. We create positions for the organization and what the organization needs. And so
And how you're growing.
Yeah, right. Coach Monica taught me, like, I'm watching it. I wanted to literally screenshot.
Oh, wow.
I mean, all the things she was saying. Because she said one time there was this guy, and these are people that come from all walks of life, you know. And she's like, he was kind of a lost character. And he's like, I don't listen to anybody, but I trust her. And I don't even question. She tells me to do something, I do it. He's like, voila, I do it. Because I trust her. And I'm like, gaining that trust is not easy.
Well, I think it's also just believing in your team, right? So we have to change our paradigms as leaders too, that we know what we want at that specific time. But as we grow as an industry, as a business, as an individual, some of our things might change too. And we have to just be nimble and flexible and allow it.
Yeah.
I mean, my team, I had one team member who was like, all right, this is what I do performance evaluations. Do you know how much that helps people grow? It's amazing. And he said, oh, no. I think I want to go to, work on economic development. And I'm like, okay. So 2 weeks later, I said, I think I can make this work for you, and you'd be moving into this role. And he's like, no. I said, wait, that's what you asked for. And he came back and he said, no, I don't want to leave. I'm learning too much from you.
Oh.
And he spent another year with me. And then we did the same thing at the end of the review. And now he's with our police department because he's serving our community. And a fantastic employee, but I want to make sure that they know that they can grow too. If you're navigating to something, some content, we want you to make sure that you're fulfilling your own destiny, really.
And the other thing I learned from Coach Monica, which that was really amazing.
I gotta watch.
Oh my
Coach
God, you're
Monica.
gonna love it. She's amazing because she's very calm.
Yeah.
She's very strategic. She works so hard.
She preps, I bet.
She works so hard, and she makes hard decisions. Because you have
to.
alternates. And there are people that literally moved from across the country to be on this team, and they never see the mat.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes somebody's just not hitting it.
Yeah,
And she
they're
has to
benched.
say, I'm going to switch you out. And it's so hard because she cares about, she really, you can see she loves her team. She cares about them as people.
You want to continue to formulate,
but
who
you
they
have
are.
to make decisions based on
Your
the
goal.
team and the organization, which is to win,
Yeah.
right? It's really good.
But who's a little competitive here?
What? I don't know what you're talking
No.
about. You got to win. If you don't win, what's the point?
No, first place is always better than second.
Exactly. And so I say watch Coach Monica.
I'm in.
I
I'm
feel
in.
like you are Coach Monica.
I don't know. I got to check her out.
Yeah, check her
though.
out. Tell
I
me
gotta
what you
check her
think. Do you listen to any blogs or books or anything?
Or
Netflix
No,
cheer
not a lot
shows?
of time for that. Although I did just watch that Yellow Jackets.
Oh, everybody's talking about this.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm really into team.
Okay.
Like I love team. So it's about a soccer team, and like the flight goes down. We've heard these stories a lot of times, but it's how they survive in the wilderness.
Is it a true story?
I don't
Maybe.
think so.
Because I've heard about this. This is kind of a trending thing.
Actually, it would be better if it was a true story. Because, I don't know.
I don't know.
I definitely don't think so.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, I've heard about it. Yellow Jackets. Okay, cool. Because
And
team.
it is, it's kind of Lord of the Fliesy.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
who is going to
Survive?
and
They eat each other?
Well, no, I don't know about that yet. But I finished the whole season. I haven't seen them eat people.
Oh, because that happened. That was like a real plane crash years
All right,
ago
now
in the
I'm going to have
Alps.
to figure out if this is the same. No, this is definitely not the Alps.
Okay. And then the people had to eat each other to survive. This was a real thing.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
Anyway,
well.
I think about that all the time. I'm like,
I'm not into the
I'm
Survivor
done.
series, so
Yeah,
you got
exactly.
me there. Not at all.
No, I can't do any Survivor anything. I'm like, I'm out. Just
No.
let me go.
No, like, why am I eating dirt?
Yeah.
What? No.
If there's like an apocalypse, I'm like the first person done.
Oh, you get the apocalypse, you come to my house.
Yeah.
I have every kind of MRE, which is a meal ready to eat. I am ready for the apocalypse. I have a go bag in the car. I have a
doomsday
go bag
prepper?
in every bag. Well, I used to work for Homeland Security.
I was gonna say.
Like, I am ready.
It's bred in you because of all of your crisis training.
Crisis training, and I'm like the most comfortable in crisis. It's crazy.
Yeah, you're calm. You're like Coach Monica. Watch it. I think you're
gonna check her out.
Yeah, it's really interesting, especially now, building a team, building that camaraderie, making it a family, while you're making really tough decisions that hurt.
And as our workplace is changing considerably, yeah, adjusting to it.
It's hard. So before we finish up, because we're getting low, I wanted to talk about another thing that's trending. Alyssa, am I okay? Okay. She's looking at me like, what? The other thing that's trending is this thing on TikTok. I'm a TikToker.
Oh, we know.
I mean, I'm not a TikToker because I don't actually ever post anything on TikTok.
But you
I'm
are a voyeur.
Yeah, exactly. And I was at my bar class. We talked about it last week. And I'm changing clothes. And the girl was like, one girl was complaining about her husband. Oh,
Yeah.
He says, I can't do the dishes. Whatever. She's like, that's a thing. It's called, what's it called? Weaponized incompetence.
Weaponized.
And so I looked at it.
Hashtag weaponized.
So I looked up I didn't know it was on TikTok, and then I looked it up, and it's like, it's a TikTok trend. 28 million views so far of weaponized incompetence. And I thought, hold on, I want to play this.
Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Weaponized incompetence. If 28 million views, are most of the people watching TikTok females?
No, I think I've looked at the TikTok demographic. It's pretty even. But it says, put simply, weaponized incompetence is when one partner feigns or exaggerates their inability to perform a task, no matter how simple or complex, in order to shift the burden of responsibility back to the other partner.
Yeah.
Which is, and it can happen, men, women, kids,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're like, what? So then Valentine's Day is coming up, right? And so one of the TikToks I thought I would just play for
please,
you.
please,
Okay,
please.
ready? This is what he says. Hold on.
I gotta think.
Hold on.
I've been dying to talk about this because on this app we talk a lot about weaponized incompetence in men, but one thing that we don't talk about, and the poster put this in the comments, is weaponized ignorance. And it's when you know you don't know, but you put no effort into learning. So literally, I want to say this to every guy who's preparing to get a gift or an experience for a woman that they care about. If you give her a gift that she has to then do work to actually fully enjoy, you did not give her a gift. You gave her a task. How would you feel if she said dinner's ready and on the table were just a bunch of raw ingredients? Because that's the equivalent of what you're doing. So if you get flowers, you cut them and you put them in the vase. If you're planning to go to a nice restaurant for a family dinner, you get the kids ready. You prep them ahead of time. You make sure that the reservation's there. If you want to do breakfast in bed, guess what? You are going to do the dishes and you are going to clean up the kitchen afterwards. Because gifts aren't tasks.
Right?
Amen.
Can we cheers to that guy, by the way?
I want to cheers his mother.
Oh my
Somebody
God.
raised him well.
Seriously.
Good for her.
I mean, and by the way, weaponized incompetence was my previous life. Yeah. And now I think I put that on Thomas these days. I'm like, I don't know how to do anything. We have a new washer dryer that like texts you. And I was trying to do laundry the other day and he was like, honey, you're not checked out on this thing. I don't think you know what you're doing. I'm like, totally. I don't want to
The
learn.
advances
I'm
in
good.
technology add to the problem, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Don't tell me.
But I really think that this does happen at an earlier age because I saw the hashtag last night and I'm out at a work dinner with a male and he says, I'm like, what? So he Googles it because I'm just reading and he's like, oh yeah, this happened to me at 9. And I'm like, what? Can you share a little bit more? He said, yeah, my mom used to ask me to do the dishes. I was about 9, maybe 10. And I learned that if you left crap on it, you didn't have to do the dishes anymore.
I'm telling you.
So the fact that they are intrinsically learning this, I don't know if it's malicious. It's definitely intentional.
Oh my God.
It's a little frightening that somebody has that capability at that age to know.
And I think as women, there's a lot of studies about how women mother sons more than they mother daughters. And they'll do things. And I mean, I even see it in our household. We have like 4 teenage girls and 1 teenage son. Yeah. And literally we have to do everything for him. And like the girls are like, I'm like, get out.
I have a 40-year-old brother who still lives home. So I feel that.
So you see what I'm saying. But I remember we were at one of my final counseling sessions. This is pretty much when I realized this is not going to work out. Yeah. After, almost 20 years of marriage. And I was the counselor. I couldn't stand her. And I was like, I just want a partner. I want someone to anticipate. It's like The Breakup, that movie, The Breakup, when she's like, I want you to want to do the dishes.
Yeah.
I don't
know that I had a long day.
Just do something because it makes me think of me.
Right.
And I said, I just want someone to have to do the stuff for the kids. And she goes, oh, a lot of couples have had success. She's like, you have a garage, you park your cars in it. I'm like, yeah. She's like, you can paint the inside of your garage door, like not the door, but the door to the house. Yeah. With chalkboard paint. All and you could leave him a to-do list. And I'm like, can I? Can
you could put that on your fridge?
Can I leave him a to-do list? That's another thing for me to do. I'm like, why do I have to do that? Leave me. Okay, and so there was one more I wanted to play for you, which I thought was hilarious.
I have to just say, thank God my husband had a good mother that raised him because he doesn't pull that stuff.
Your husband is great. Okay, so I have to play. So this person was like,
if we don't tell you to.
Because we don't know.
Oh, wait.
This logic is so hilarious. Like, next time you're in an intimate situation with your spouse, just wait for them to tell you each thing. Oh, you wanted me to touch you? You wanted me to do that? Yeah, I know you usually ask me to do that, or we usually do that, but I don't know when it needs to be done. Just tell me. Leave me a list or something. Did you leave a list around?
I was like, a list?
Wait, well, hold on. Have you sent your husband to the grocery store with a list, though?
Thomas, by the way, manages the list. He has. I don't do anything at the grocery store. I have grocery store anger. I have a problem.
My husband will go. Peter will go to the grocery store, and he does all the shopping. He's great.
Yeah, amazing.
No, again, he does things because he knows that
you're busy.
He can be helpful in the household. He is a partner in this marriage and in this household. However, if he says, hey, do you want something? And I'll say, yes, I would like whatever. He will call me from the store and be like, all right, there's 3 of those here. How do I know which one? So I wind up sending him a Google
picture.
Image. Yeah. This is the brand.
But still, at least he doesn't just get the wrong one and be like, oh, sorry, I didn't know. I just did my best.
No, he will actually buy 2 or 3 and come home with them all and be like, I didn't know.
That's good.
Yeah, and then I get mad that he spends more money than he needed to. No, but he's never going to win. I'm never going to win.
Because the thing is the weaponized incompetence would be the guy that goes to the store and gets everything wrong so that next time you can't send him. Exactly. Right. He doesn't do that. Cheers to Peter.
Hell no.
And Thomas, by the way. Because let me tell you, I did that for 20 years and I was like, no.
Because we have good partners now.
Yeah. And by the way, the other thing that the therapist said, and this is another one, we can talk about this at some other time, is when she's like, at the end of the day, because I'm like, this is not changing. Nothing's changing. And she goes like, Kristen, at the end of the day, you're not going to change this person. So you need to decide, is this good enough for me? Mm-hmm. Or, can I live with it? Or am I going to make a big change?
Where do you want
to be?
And then
she's like, and the term for that is radical acceptance.
Ooh.
You need radical acceptance of your situation, or you need to make a change. And I was like, girl, a change it is.
Cheers!
I'm going to Long Island. Speaking of change.
We're so happy to have you.
I love it. I love it. And I'm so loving that you did this podcast. It was amazing. We have some teasers, by the way. One real quick celebrity thing. Did you hear that Selling the Hamptons is the new show? Real estate. I'm into it.
One of those.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of shows that are real estate that show the Hamptons, but this one's actually called
In the Hamptons.
Selling the Hamptons is the name. So it's a new show.
Good. They're probably paying some taxes on that production.
Yeah. Lisa. She's like, tax revenues. Yes. Amazing. And then we have some really cool guests coming up for Valentine's Day. So stay tuned for that. And we have some new merch. New merch. Yeah. In addition to that, we have some amazing like tank tops. And then February is Black History Month. So we're going to be featuring Black-owned businesses on Long Island. And then we'll have Women's History Month. We already have some amazing women slated for Women's History Month.
Oh, awesome.
I'm so excited. We have so much to
Everybody
celebrate.
deserves a celebration.
Yeah, and we have so much to talk about Long Island. I mean, it's the best place, right?
I wouldn't be anywhere else.
Thank you for welcoming me to your incredible community and for making me feel like a Long Islander.
No G. Long Island.
Okay, Long Island. All right. Cheers. See you next week.